Let's talk crochet. Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is my channel, Slow Crochet. This is episode 027, and today is Monday, August 28th, as I'm filming. Y'all, something happened this weekend. All of a sudden, there's over 700 of you guys that decided to subscribe to my channel. I don't know what happened. All I know is I went to bed one night, and I woke up, and I had a lot of notifications that people were subscribing and people were commenting and people were really excited about shawls. So welcome. Thank you so much for being part of this YouTube adventure with me. I love sharing what I'm working on. I love connecting with you guys about different crochet projects, different yarns, and just having fun with this YouTube community in this wild little section of the internet. The fact that you found me, to me, is quite miraculous. It's amazing. So thank you so much for likes and comments and subscribes, and I've really enjoyed getting to know some of y'all, getting some great new ideas for patterns that you love working on, and I do hope you'll stick around. So every week I like to do a works in progress update because I do tend to go kind of slow. I like to have at least one project that I can finish pretty easily. I like to have something that's totally mindless that I don't even have to think about doing, and then I like to have some bigger projects that take a bit longer time. So I'm going to get into those right now. The first project that I've been working on is a sweater design by Breann Mauldin called the Mod Christmas Sweater. Now, her pattern calls for a sweater that is tight-fitting, it's made of double crochet stitches, and it is a raglan style. I used that pattern as a jumping off point, and I switched to half doubles, and I switched to some different stitch counts in order to get what I'm going for. I'm using plain old white Red Heart Super Saver and plain old black Red Heart Super Saver, and I'm using Red Heart Retro Stripe. So I've gotten to a point where I am out of white and I need to get some more. Here it is. You see what I'm going for here? I'm gonna have these enormous puffy neon sleeves. There you have the Christmas tree in the middle. Now on the back, I am doing some lettering, and that is going to be in reference to my church. I want to wear this sweater throughout the Christmas season every Sunday. We do work with children's ministry a lot. My husband and I do, and we have children, so it fits in. So I wanted to make it out of a yarn that was easily washable and also something really bright and cheery and unexpected for the Christmas season. So you see where I'm going with the Christmas tree. I'm gonna finish up in black here, and then I'm going to just do the rest in white. And I ran out. So I'm kind of at a midpoint, or a pause point right now. I have various black. This was all the same skein, and it's just done up a little differently. It's done into different balls so I can carry the yarn through. I did see that Joann's this weekend had a 50% off coupon for one regular priced item, and they also had a 20% off everything else regular price coupon. So I got my retro stripe. I got 2 of the same dye lot, and I brought my sweater into the store, and I did the best I could to match as close as I could the dye lot. And I'm just gonna attach these to either sleeve and continue it down. So, funny story about my next work in progress. It started life as an impulse buy of some beautiful Queensland collection Brisbane. And this is a pure Australian superwash wool. It comes in hanks of 144 yards or 132 meters, and it's classified as a 5-weight. Although as I've worked with it, I've considered it more a 4-weight yarn. I had 5 hanks of this gorgeous color 101, kind of a sand color, and I thought, this needs to be a sweater vest. It sat there for a while, and from time to time I would look at sweater vest patterns, and I hadn't really decided on anyone in particular. But then the algorithm brought a new friend across my path, and her name is Marquita. Hi Marquita, over at Marquita's Knotty Crush. And I happened to find her right as she was launching her first make-along, which she called Vestember. So for August and September, we'd be making a sweater vest. So I thought, all right, now is the time. I have the yarn. Let me decide on a pattern, and let me participate, because here's the motivation I need to get it out of my stash and into my closet. So I chose a pattern again by Breann Mauldin, and it is her kids sweater vest. Now that pattern calls for a lighter yarn and a smaller hook size than what I used, and so that allowed me to scale the pattern up to my size. So in that pattern, it is predominantly double crochet herringbone stitches, which are so beautiful. They work up quickly and they give a great texture. So in terms of works in progress, I have a front piece done and I have a lot of the back. So I'm at the point now this week that I need to start shaping the armholes from the back, and then I'll have to stitch it all together and do a ribbing and then do the armbands. I do have 2 other works in progress that are kind of ongoing at the moment. I'm just not going to share them, but I'll mention them real briefly. One of them is a very straightforward scarf completely made up of linked treble crochets. I find that that was a really interesting stitch to use, and I'm just using a 100% acrylic yarn, a Hobby Lobby clearance yarn, and I'm using it to make a scarf that is something I can work on in a small way when I'm sitting at sports practices or sitting in the car. It doesn't take a lot of thought, and it's just a wonderful thing to make, and it will eventually be given to charity. I know that already. The other project that I'm not going to show right now because it is a little laborious to get out and it's so close to being done, but it is a white cotton dress made of a shell stitch pattern, and if you look at some of my previous works in progress videos, you might see that one pop up and you'll see me modeling it. Hopefully that will be done soon, but I cannot wait to finish it. I'm really close, and once it's done, I will indeed show it off. Now, I actually did finish something this week. I feel like this was not really the week to do a lot of crocheting, but one of the things I will always love to make for that I finished it kind of high is hats. And I have been on a beret kick in particular. I love doing beanies, as you can see, but I've been on a kick of berets. So I thought, how can I push berets a little bit further? How can I be more creative with them? Because I would actually love to see them back in style as a fashion accessory. I know that the 90s is coming back. So I was actually looking at mandala patterns, and I thought a mandala would be a beautiful way to start a beret. And that is what I did. So the mandala pattern I chose is called My Mandala by Ella. And it is quite big, but I only did the first maybe 12 or 13 rows. I pulled this out 3 or 4 times trying to get just the right size on how wide I wanted it to be, and figuring out, fudging my way through, pulling it back in. I used this kind of mystery mustard wool. I did do a burn test on this, so I knew it had some natural fibers to it, and I used a size I hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. And y'all, I love how this turned out. I don't know why I love berets. I just find them to be really fun. So question for you, have you ever made a beret? And do you think that, number 1, they ever really went out of style? Or number 2, that they're making a comeback? Or does it even matter? I'm a big proponent of wearing what you love and feeling good in wearing what you make. So it doesn't matter what the current styles or trends are, you can set your own trends. That's how we change the world, with our unique beauty that we bring through the things that we make. In the meantime, that's all I have for this week. So big thank you again to everyone who's joined me on this wild and wonderful little YouTube adventure. If you are coming across this video for the first time, by all means, the like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that is super encouraging. Anything I mentioned is going to be in the description box below, as well as any other ways that you can contact me or find me in the interwebs. If I'm not your cup of tea, thank you so much for listening this long. I do appreciate it, and I do hope I'll see you again. And there's a little cameo here at the end. Bye. Hey folks, it's Mary, and this is a squeaky chair. If I move in this chair, I'm gonna have to edit everything, and I won't be able to do one take. This is my husband. He's my lighting director or engineer. He has been helping me, so I want to say a big hello to all of my new subscribers. It is amazing that the algorithm brought you across my path. The wonders of this world we live in. You know, if we could get really philosophical here and talk about how technology has surpassed our ability
sit
to
back.
understand it. Okay, I'm sitting back, but
Where,
not too
yeah,
far
that's
back.
where you like to sit. Yeah, when you sit back, you just have to speak up.
Yes, I do have to speak up, and so that's when I ask that John not drum.
Yeah.
And the children not fight, because then I get angry.
All right.
Yeah, it's a lot better.